FXB is an international organization with a 26-year history of breaking the cycle of poverty. Through its pioneering methodology, the FXB Village model, FXB has empowered 82,000 children and adults to lift themselves out of extreme poverty worldwide. I'm going to hand it off to Karina now, and you have 5 minutes.
Thanks so much to Trustlaw and Be Social Change, and thanks to all of you for dedicating this evening here. So, as Jamie mentioned, I work for FXB, and I've been working in the nonprofit sector for the past almost 14 years, and mainly in global development. And so, what the core to nonprofits, as many of you probably know from your work, is our programs and really delivering impactful, effective programs that change people's lives. But as it turns out, it's not enough. With the ratification of the Sustainable Development Goals, and Ben kindly reminded me today that not everyone may know the lingo of the Sustainable Development Goals. It's a set of 17 goals that were ratified by the UN in September, building on the 8 Millennium Development Goals that really urge the NGOs, private sector, and government to work together on key outcomes around poverty, hunger, gender equality, peace and security, to name a few. There's 17. So what these goals do, and what the Millennium Goals did and the Sustainable Development Goals do, is really give us a sense of urgency. So we have 15 years, and the clock is counting to 2030, as well as a way to measure our progress. So when in light of that, well, program delivery is not enough. So really the next big innovation for international NGOs is moving beyond delivering our programs and services. And the way that some organizations are doing that is scaling impact through partnerships. So instead of focusing on replicating their program, they're actually partnering with large institutions to have a wider reach. An example is Trickle Up, that has a really amazing poverty alleviation program. And they have recently partnered with the United Nations Commission on Refugees to adapt its graduation model poverty alleviation program to the needs of refugees and asylum seekers. And that allowed them to impact 50% more lives than in 2015 than the previous year. That's just one example. Another trend is for large NGOs to actually join forces around a shared goal. So 18 large international NGOs such as CARE, Hyper International, Action Against Hunger, the Hunger Project, launched a movement for community-led development in September of 2015 to say that it's not enough to get donor dollars for their programs, but you actually need donor dollars for integrated community-led development, as that is really the most sustainable and effective way to accomplish these very bold goals around eradicating poverty and ending hunger. And for FXB, we did a lot of thinking and reflecting prior to the ratification of SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, on what we can do. And so up to now, FXB has implemented 165 FXB villages around the world. And there's probably, we would love nothing more, and we're working on continuing to empower 100 families at a time. But when you're talking about 1.2 billion people living in poverty, we know we needed to add on to our strategy. So in May 2015, FXB released FXB Village Toolkit and Planning Guide, an open source document that everyone can read, use, adapt, to enhance their work, to launch this work, and to really kind of join us in this shared goal of accomplishing the Sustainable Development Goals. So it's a big seismic shift of paradigm for NGOs, and we're excited and nervous at the same time. We put our methodology out there, and so we urge all of you to download the toolkit, go on our website, to engage with us, to think about what's your role in helping to end poverty. Thank you.